think we're good.
Yeah.
This is episode number 3 with Owen Ferreras. How have you been, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, good. Well, you've been you've been on the grind, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Still with Insomniac?
Yes, definitely, most definitely.
So what is your title there?
Insomniac. So I do street team. Mm-hmm. I'm a lead right now for Inland Empire, and then a partial lead for Orange County and Los Angeles. Gotcha. So I pretty much just go out late at night, pass out flyers at different venues, clubs, put up posters, maybe in the daytime, go to colleges, put flyers on cars or leave some around the schools, or even go to like retail stores and leave stacks of flyers at different stores that I think people would go to our shows, you know.
So from going to that and to what you newly came up with, Lost and Found. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Lost and Found is a little project I started just from, like I'm always wanting to do more. So after these past like 4 years, I think it's been 4 to 5 years I've been with Insomniac, I've built up tons of connections and made a lot of friends. Also have a lot of friends that produce music, like good music, and they're not very known at all. So I made this little project together with just a bunch of friends, and just to try to help people with exposure, let alone myself too, but most importantly them, to try to get them like stage time, or like learn how to like, maybe even drop an EP, like the, I don't know, just like how it goes, how the whole process of it goes. And yeah, pretty much just curating a bunch of different artists, taking in locals mainly, or anybody that's just trying to, come up, get some more exposure.
For sure. So
stuff like that.
So it's not only promoting, it's almost like a label?
Yeah. It's like a collective, I guess you could say. Okay. I actually don't know where I want to go with it so far. I'm just kind of going with the flow. But as of right now, it's just a collective, I guess you could say, with a bunch of different artists. I'm also gathering up vendors, artists, like live like painters and artists like that, other than music artists.
That's awesome.
To like, all come together and do these shows and everyone gain exposure and like experience.
That's cool. Yeah. I've noticed a few people trying to venture out that way with, like you said, a collective of just you just know dope people and you want to just promote that. It's not only just music, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. I remember a few years back, I'd asked you how Insomniac was, and you told me like you got some ideas. So it's really cool to see like a buddy so close just going for it. It's really cool, man. I hope you go far with it. Let's see, who do you have? Like you mentioned that you have like a lot of local buddies, right? Obviously that's where it starts, right?
It always starts like that. So I was fortunate enough to have a bunch of friends that were down for it and like trusted me to run this and like help them out.
For sure.
So that's really cool. And then also people who trusted me to like have shows at their venues or just stuff like that, like just gaining everyone's trust was awesome. So it's helping me a lot. It's very fortunate. But yeah, a lot of locals. First it started out with just a friend, my friend Izzy. A little while back now, we decided to try to make this collective. Like I hit him up, like, hey, let's start this. He's a really great producer, really good. He'll take off like any minute, any moment. So we kind of started this together, and he was the first artist that like would throw down on it, make tunes, and then slowly I just started gathering a bunch of different artists to come in, and it's all locals really. Like the second artist I really got was this guy Dr. Dingus. He's actually he's in another group, a rhythm group, Marvels.
Oh,
he's So to my two friends, Dylan and Justin, and Justin is the one that's branching off to do Dr. Dingus.
Badass.
And he's been killing it too, and he's loving it, so that's cool as well.
I want them on the podcast.
Yeah. You'll probably get them. Like they'll definitely do it.
I have Dylan.
Yeah.
He's gonna be up runner, but to have them both.
Yeah, have them both for sure. Yeah.
Justin going down that path and having another side project, that'd be cool.
Justin for sure would talk about Dr. Dingus, and he's loving it, so that's cool. And then other people are just like people that I've met through friends or just going to campouts, festivals,
just being in the scene,
just being in the scene. Yeah, and it's crazy because like when I started it, there was some people that hit me up that I didn't even know produced, and they're all like, "Yo, like I'd be down to help out, like be a part of the team," and I was like, "Perfect." Yeah, it's working out so well, and it's all coming together. So I'm excited for it.
How's the venue part of it? I feel like that would be really the hardest.
The venue. Oh yeah. A lot of people say like, you know, like how'd you get the venue? Ask like how'd you get the venue and whatnot. And I honestly got really lucky. I met. I used to work with this guy Adam, and he left with Insomniac. I worked with him with Insomniac on the street team, and he actually left because he was having a kid. And so he took a break from Insomniac, and later on, like, we started talking again, and he actually helps throw shows at a venue in Downey, the Epic Lounge. And he kind of hit me up shortly after I started Lost and Found. He's all like, "Hey, like, you know, I saw that you started this, like, your little collective. Like, I'd be always down to have you, you know, host a night over there." And I said, of course, like, why not? So, yeah, I was fortunate on that, too. Very lucky on that. So, thank you, Adam.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes, is just knowing the right people, knowing talent when you see it.
Lost and Found is really just all based off connections and just people that are, like, for the passion. Like, the motto for the Lost and Found is for the passion. So, it's just really people who do what they love and want to experience doing it and want to go far with it. Like, get higher up, bigger in it.
And that's awesome. I'm sure there's listeners right now like, oh yeah, like I like dubstep.
Yeah.
Don't know anybody who's fucking balls deep in it like you.
Yeah.
So, and to like knowing Justin and Dylan and seeing the work they put in. It just straight passion.
Yeah, they're incredible. Like I always knew from the start. I actually, a long time ago, maybe like 2 years ago, when like Marvel's first started. I actually used to book them at the Side Room at Exchange LA.
Oh yeah.
And those were some of their first shows ever, and they would Exchange LA at that moment, at that time, that year, they were supposed to be like the #1 club in LA. So, you know, Marvel's has been playing like, you know, kind of big clubs for a long time, and I got them that gig, and they'd actually go off ticket sales, but they were so new, they never really made any ticket sales. Yeah. So I'd get chewed out for that, but it was all worth it in the end.
Risk,
like look at them now, like it was all worth it for sure.
They're putting some bangers out. They're doing awesome.
Yeah, they're doing it all.
Their stuff,
I always knew they were gonna make it for sure. They're still on their way.
For sure. You and I have always had this connection. Like when we were young, we've always had music. Obviously now it's dub, and you know, but at first it was hardcore.
Yeah,
all metal. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It was only not a lot of people, especially at that age, at that time, listened to that crap. Yeah, I still do. Do you still listen? Do you still get influenced?
Not too much. There's actually like some dubstep artists now that like incorporate a lot of hardcore in their music, and honestly, dubstep could sometimes really similar. You know, the whole headbanging thing and like maybe some breakdowns, some tempos are all like the same.
It has the same power.
It
moves people.
Yeah, it does move people.
Stupid shit.
Yeah. So I mean, I probably developed a lot of my liking for dubstep because of listening to hardcore back then, maybe, or like it eased me into it. You know, like
agree.
Yeah.
It makes you move the same way, man. That's cool, man. So you have not ventured at all into metal lately?
No, not really. I don't know any artists right now that are metal. Like every once in a while, maybe on Facebook or something, I'd see like a video of a band that's come up and it sounds tight, but I absolutely know nobody now. Like who's big, nothing. I just remember like the old names like Suicide Silence, Whitechapel, maybe Preschool Tea Party Massacre, Dr. Ocula, I don't know.
Attila, right? Yeah. I think you showed me that one. That's
Bless
funny.
the Fall was cool. I remember Bless the Fall.
I remember you showing me Preschool Tea Party Massacre. Yeah. At first, I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And then I was like, I didn't have a choice. I just loved it. It's the weirdest shit.
Yeah, it's the weird. That was definitely one of the weirdest like bands I've come across.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think of them.
But also, it was backwards. You're saying dub is incorporating like hardcore, like screaming.
Yeah, a lot of
Snails
screaming.
has what King Sullivan and shit like that.
Samples. They use a lot of samples. Trollface used to use a lot of hardcore in his dubstep.
And then, but it was opposite. Like back in the day, like them, they were like hardcore with a techno background too. So that's pretty funny. I wanted to jump back to Lost and Found. How obviously you were talking about how hard it was to get venues and stuff, but what about the media part? Because I've
found, social media and all that.
Yeah, I'm not techie at all. Like I just showed you, I'm stupid with this shit, and I've been having problems. I'm not. Yeah. I don't have a knack for it. Like, how's it going for you?
I've always been all right with social media. I actually follow a lot of companies that like I want to be like someday, and I kind of saw like how they would do things, how like when they were posting, how they would post, how they kind of did things, ran things, and I learned from that and kind of used that. So I for social media wise, I kind of have a schedule. I keep a schedule on my phone for when to do posts, how long. Like I have media up until September, just like ready every week. I try to post something new and drop a new mix or an EP or a single track, just anything that whoever wants to drop on it, So yeah, it's not too bad. Just always got to have a schedule and a routine, I guess you could say. It was a lot easier that way.
Good deal. Maybe you can help me out because I'm stupid.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely start like a SoundCloud for your podcast or just a social media account too.
Yeah,
it definitely helps a lot for sure.
I made it its own Instagram. It's horrific. It's horrible. So hopefully I get better. My buddy I had on last, Danny, helped me out with like a new logo. So hopefully to venture out and progress in that aspect of this, because Jesus,
there's not very many podcasts out there too. So like dope ones at least.
They're getting big.
Yeah, they are. So you're hitting it at like probably the better time. Maybe, I'm not sure.
I'm having a blast with it. I just hope it keeps rolling. I just hope I have enough, momentum just to keep me going doing it. I don't, not looking to get big. I just want to keep having cool conversations like this, man. But
have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure. What about your biggest influences? Like obviously besides like DJs and like getting you through this, like what are your biggest influences in life?
In life, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to say. I guess you'd say like for different. I guess I have different influences for depending on what I'm doing. So like for Lost and Found, like my biggest influence is kind of like Shadow Tricks music or Wormhole Records, Saturate Records, brands like that are like really pushing me and helping me learn to like come up, get into what I'm trying to get into now. Life in general, like just to keep pushing and to keep going is really just maybe even like my parents, because they're always wanting like for me to go more, do more, or like learn new things, experience new stuff. So I was always raised that way, and I just keep using that, and it's taking me pretty far, and it's doing well for me. So I'm just gonna keep doing that.
For sure. I mean, I've only been around your parents a handful of times, but I can tell that they're very open-minded and just very supportive. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and my mom always raised me off like reason why I'm probably so into electronic music is probably because my mom as a kid would always play Depeche Mode, and Depeche Mode at the time was kind of like new electronic stuff other than Radiohead. They were both really like electronic music, big influences in electronic music. So I feel like Depeche Mode definitely gave me a lot of like tasting for electronic music.
How weird is that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I said this before, but I still listen to country. Like I listen to a bunch of genres.
Yeah.
And people always ask like, how'd you get into that? And I was like, that's what started.
Yeah, like the stuff I listen to now would not be anywhere near what Depeche Mode sounds like, but Depeche Mode did like give me that idea and feel for electronic sounds and music,
Yeah.
So
I mean, I like how just music in general is just broadened. It's such a wide range.
Yeah.
And no one's very specific on their genres anymore. So
I mean, like with electronic music, the beginning where I was listening to like Tiesto, Infected Mushroom, dubstep wise, it was like Datsik, Caspa, and Excision and all them, Coca, Banga, Scream,
original.
And I still listen to all of them to this day, but I know going from like Tiesto to Infected Mushroom to now going to like Peekaboo, Shades, like it's way different music now, but it's still dope. Like I respect all music, and I love listening to all music. There's always something to learn from it.
Oh, for sure. And just like lyrically, like definitely. Yeah, I think Casper Rusco, and I don't want to say Bass Nectar, and then obviously Skrillex was like my first. That was like the OGs for me.
Yeah, Bass Nectar was way ahead of his time for sure. Yeah, he's been amazing.
I mean, obviously you've been around, you've seen different types of mindsets. You don't only fuck with people in the dub scene,
Oh no, I know a lot,
right? Yeah. But what's like the one thing getting people down now? Because I don't know. I just wanted to hit this topic because creating this podcast, there's a lot of people that just come out of the woodworks. Like I'm sure you did, like with the Lost and Found thing.
Yeah.
People come out of the woodworks, and it took me like by surprise. Like fuck, these people want to fuck with me. These people like are just being genuinely nice and supportive, and it's just fucking awesome to see.
Yeah.
That really, I don't know, changed my mindset. Not saying like, oh, I need more support. I need more support. I'm mad that some people aren't being as supportive. It's just, I don't know where I'm going with this, but there's just on top of that, there's just so much negativity. Like, where do you think that is thriving from? Like, what do you think that needs to change?
Like negativity about trying to do something new, or like
no, just in general. I was just using that as an example.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you can talk about Lost and Found and that aspect.
The only negativity I've ever gotten from this is that like I'm trying to throw shows and go far with it, and I've had a lot of people tell me actually that like throwing shows is a waste of time. You're not gonna make money. Like it's just not worth it. It's a hassle. But a lot of people have made it huge just from throwing shows. Like look at the founder of Insomniac, Pascal. Like he was out promoting on the street, passing out flyers, and now he's like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
EDC alone makes like $500 million. Like you always got to start somewhere. And negativity is maybe just people kind of just jealous of what you're doing, like. Or like they want to do something like that too, but they just didn't know like the way of how to do it, and maybe they're just mad, or like I really don't know. Most of the time, it's been a lot of positive stuff. Like everyone's down for it, and everyone wants to get involved and help out, and awesome. I've definitely experienced more positivity than negativity, which is really awesome. It helps.
I have a fucking black cloud over my head wherever I go, so anything I do is just a fucking process.
Yeah. I mean that's how it goes though.
Right? But so Insomniac is kind of grab another one. Oh yeah, by the way, we're sipping on some Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst ain't too bad. Some people, actually not too many people give me shit for it. It's actually a good tasting beer. It's not bad. And it's cheap. So.
I was kind of like, fuck, out of cans. They didn't have bottles. So
bottles is always nice, but Pabst is never that bad. I love Pabst.
Anything on tap is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's always better.
Yeah.
But just to all the listeners, this motherfucker requested Bud Light Lime.
Lime.
Bud Light Lime. What the fuck?
I had a craving for Bud Light Lime.
Dude.
I haven't had it in a while, and like everywhere I go, like nobody has it, so I haven't had it for the longest time.
I mean, I'll sip on anything.
Have you had? When's the last time you had Bud Light Lime?
It's been a minute because it sucks.
No, you don't like it?
No, okay.
It's not so bad. It's just easy to drink. It's just chill.
My favorite beer is an open one, so I'll drink whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? But with Bud Light Lime, obviously, if it's the only beer, I'll fucking drink all of it. But if I'll have like one or two, and if there's something else, I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I can't keep doing it.
I like it. It's easy and it tastes good. I haven't had it in a while too, and I don't know why. I've just been like, I want one really bad.
Sorry, I had to give you shit for that.
No. I was expecting it.
Pabst was a good choice. I enjoy it. Insomniac. Maybe I'm not too knowledgeable about other labels or whatever. They're pretty much monopolizing the game. Are they not?
They're the ones. They're probably like the biggest EDM company in the world.
Right.
So the only other company that competes with them is like I would say Golden Voice, and Golden Voice runs Coachella. So and Golden Voice.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So Golden Voice runs Coachella, and honestly, like that's probably number one. I think that's number one because obviously Coachella is like the most known festival in the world, probably like the number one festival. Insomniac is probably like the number two. Like, you know, they're really big. They do stuff worldwide, all over the states. You know, they make great money. So yeah, like they're the only one. They're probably like number two, and Golden Voice would be number one in my eyes, at least. Like Insomniac's always been great and has changed the electronic music game a lot. Like, you know, they're the major leagues. Like any artist to play an Insomniac show or any branch under Insomniac, that's like the MLB of like the like electronic music game for sure.
Gotcha. So do you think? I mean, obviously, like it's dubstep's gotten so fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, dubstep. I mean EDM. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm saying, but EDM in general, it's gotten huge. And I've seen a lot of transition. Like people I went to high school with that I would not think go to like, you know, EDM festival. Or even venture out in doing that. Do you think Coachella has something to do with that? Like festival, like the connection with it being a festival at all?
Like the connection of like helping you like electronic music?
Or? Yeah.
Festivals in general. Definitely like Coachella, I mean they have a stage for like every kind of music. So, and Coachella's all ages, so most of the time electronic music shows, at least in California, are 18 plus. So Coachella kind of gives kids an opportunity to experience electronic music live, and that kind of like they're you know they love it a lot, and then they end up start going to Insomniac shows as soon as they turn 18 because one of the most packed stages at Coachella is Sahara, and Sahara mostly plays like electronic music. Like kids are always down for it and trying to like catch some of that stuff, and Coachella is their way of catching electronic music, I would say. Yeah. At least in California. And I mean Coachella just has influences on every kind of music for sure.
Mad props to them for doing that.
Yeah.
Not being like, you know, I mean Stagecoach is obviously cool, but to venture through and just to have like, you know, a lot of different genres and just showing that to, you know, everybody, that's cool. Like, that makes me
happy. Yeah, for sure. They're definitely on top of it.
Yeah. Are you fucking ready for football season?
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready for fantasy.
Yeah, dude. This is like the dead season. Like obviously, camps are starting, and like this time it's time to get studying.
Yeah.
But I'm like itching. Like I just want to do nothing on Sunday.
It kind of came by fast. Like I feel like we just ended our fantasy season. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Went by really fast.
At this point, I'm you know twiddling my thumbs, like waiting for it.
Next month, like I think in exactly like a month we'll be doing the draft. So. Yeah, definitely want to do a live draft on my pad. Maybe just go. I want to get some craft beers, like fill up some growlers, and we just drink craft beer.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, right. Like have a little tradition kind of thing. Like, yeah.
I'll bring some growlers.
Yeah.
I think the Dell brothers, or well, last name now. Hell yeah, man. It's so much fun. I obviously suck at it. This will be my third year.
Yeah.
Second or third year.
This is like my third year, I think.
Really?
Yeah, this is my third or fourth, something like that.
That's embarrassing because I am horrible.
You just got unlucky last year, I feel like.
Yeah, I there was some good moves where it kind of like I was teetering, but in the end, yeah, I just failed.
David Johnson screwed you.
I know. First pick, man.
He's going high again this year, but I'm not sure if I could trust it.
Yeah. Kamara saved me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
he's going first round this year too, I think.
Yeah, but he's not big. He's not a big dude, so I'm scared for him.
He's still supposed to have a breakout year, so.
Yeah, but it's just another sketchy.
He's actually projected first this year is Todd Gurley. He's number one. Like he's averaging the number one pick for.
I was still gonna pick him, so don't fucking pick him.
Are you number one this year? Oh no, you're number two.
I definitely didn't. I don't know. I didn't.
What place were you in last year? Like, do you remember?
No.
It was ninth. Was it ninth or eighth?
It wasn't last or second.
I know last was Craig.
I hope it wasn't second to last. I think it was a little bit better.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad if you were last because now you get the the earlier pick.
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think I was that bad. Well, now are Jesse and I being on separate teams? Because we were.
I think so. Did you guys want? I mean, we could. Separate teams is fine. There's no problem. We actually might be doing 12 teams this year. Oh, so yeah, one less wide receiver because last year we had 3. Yeah. So we might just do 2. Good deal. And then because it's gonna be way tougher now that we have 2 extra people, and that's like so many more picks. Yeah. Like two extra picks each round. So.
Make it go.
Yeah. Like we're gonna be getting deep into like players.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to do football podcasts. And like with different people on fantasy team and just kind of go through the motion of the fantasy. So I think it'd be fun, especially if we're all just drinking on a Sunday talking shit.
Yeah, we gotta have designated spots to go Sundays and just watch games together.
For sure.
Like we should all just switch off on like where we go every Sunday.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Hell yeah.
I'll definitely have a few at my house.
Yeah, I'm always down for that, man. I got the barbecue, the smoker.
Yeah, the smoker for sure. We gotta use the smoker.
I
still want to use that smoker.
Dude, the ribs I got down, and then Jesse doesn't like fucking barbecue sauce. So,
no?
Yeah,
oh gosh.
Yeah, I know.
So what did she put on? What did she put on it?
So I cut the ribs in half, and I put sauce on half of it. Even the brisket, I just did a brisket for my first time.
So she just eats it plain?
Well, no, I put some
garlic parmesan,
dank ass fucking seasoning on it. It's pretty good. No, actually. I'm not gonna lie, even without it, after the barbecue sauce, it's fucking amazing. Like
she likes dry rub.
Pretty much, yeah. I should open my own fucking restaurant. That's how good those ribs are. Brisket, nope. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You're not good with brisket.
That was my first time on
to smoke
to smoke a brisket.
Brisket's fire though. You gotta retry that.
I know. Yeah. I want to keep trying because all the brisket I've had was not good.
Huh?
At all.
Yeah.
The brisket I've had was not good. So definitely need to get the football podcast going. Anybody who's listening, who's into football, hopefully I can get some good football podcasts. Yeah. Make them pretty interesting, especially when we're drunk on Sundays. Maybe at the end.
Just have someone
like
come
a recap.
In here and
Maybe, just a recap of all the games. Be pretty interesting.
The loser.
Dude, I am absolutely falling in love with fantasy. Like, I hope I get better because I absolutely suck. Yeah. And we're actually, Jesse and I are starting another league too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her dad's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and it's actually the point system is like something I've never fucking heard of. It's like a rolling point system. Mm-hmm. So it's not like ours week by week. We go head up. Well, I think I want him on so he can explain it because it's super interesting. But it's like a rolling point system, but it's like money wise. So it's like 25 cents for this.
Oh, you're betting on like who to get? Like
not betting. It's just instead of points, it's actual money, and then the money accumulates until the end. And you could be negative, you could be so. Like I said, I want him on, and I want everyone to listen and try to understand what the fuck this point system is because it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I want to see how that is.
Like I said, I think we should be starting. I think they asked us. But like I said, it should be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some dude. This season's gonna be fucked. Packers. I want to be a Raider fan this year. I'm going with Nelson.
Dude, I hear the Rams power rank. I think their power ranking is second right now. Or
I mean, they're
supposed to be really awesome this year, and I'm excited to see because they're right here at home. So
they've always, well, not always, but recently, last couple of years, they were shooting pretty good.
Yeah,
they have pretty good defense. No.
Yeah, they have good offense and defense. Like they're solid. I don't know. We'll see though. Football's been crazy lately. Any team can honestly make it. It seems nowadays. Like
dude, there was a lot.
Everyone's been making huge power moves
with the draft, the actual draft, and all the trading and stuff. It was a pretty crazy offseason.
Yeah, and then they're like they got rid of a bunch of old coaches and they're putting in new like young guns, like young guys as the head coaches, which honestly isn't that bad because those guys know new techniques, and sometimes you got to bring in the kind new and out with the old, dude. Yeah, sometimes that's just what has to happen. Last year's football was crazy. Like some teams I never thought would be like up top, we were up top. Like Jaguars or
I had their defense. Man.
Yeah. And then like Chargers defense was awesome too. Like the Saints defense was awesome too, and like there's a lot of huge changes, and that's just because they bring in new young coaches that are willing to try things and take risks.
Yeah, I think that's a huge aspect of football that I just absolutely love. It's just every year I'm just like, fuck, this year's gonna be crazy. Every year it's just something new.
Yeah,
it's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, athletes are insane, dude. Like,
I know.
Think about it. Like their dads were probably athletes too, and probably great athletes, and like they keep producing babies and using those genes. Like it's like the baby becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. So imagine like how like when these guys grow up and have kids and they're just animals. Like imagine how animals their kids are gonna be. Like,
I mean,
the genes are getting stronger and stronger in all sports,
especially when it comes to athletes. Yeah, when they're like second, third generation of whatever the fuck it is, that talent just builds, and it's really interesting to see.
Yeah, these guys, most of them are probably like out, like lived in the country, like corn fed, corn beans, like hella race football and like sports. So
and to hear the guy coming from nowhere, who doesn't have a background, who's never heard of fucking and then just ventured and just,
he's monster. He's got the size. So, yeah.
I mean, I wish I had more time to be more involved with other sports. But I love football so much that that's what I put all my love into.
Yeah.
When it comes to sports.
I played football in high school, but I went through like 5 different high schools, so I never had like a steady like place to play football really, and I kind of like branched off it, didn't really want to do it anymore. I was always skipping practice, like going to drink 40s and smoking with my friends, like just ditching it all the time, like maybe even sometimes drinking and then going back to practice, like in high school, like as a kid, looking back at it, was like, damn. But yeah, it is what it is. Made me who I am today, and I'm not proud of it. So.
No, I hear you. I wish I had like a decent fucking football career in high school. This is sad. This is absolutely pathetic. This goes to show you that I belong on wheels more than like my own feet. I played football freshman year. Didn't play a single game. I was legit bench warmer, dude. Like I was just there like for the fun, just being around like the homies. Like it was fun. Never played a game. Also, I did something in my knee. I was out a few games, but I can't use that as an excuse of why I didn't play. I just sucked. Yeah. Like I was fast as fuck, but I just didn't have hands.
Yeah, I've always been big. I made varsity freshman year, and that was it. Like that was the only time I ever played varsity was my freshman year, and then I would get into trouble, and they would like put me down in JV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like I could have taken football probably really far, but I just wanted to party. Like really, sports. I don't know. Sports were really my thing. But it is what it is. Like I said, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if how everything went down in high school and in the past.
Well, with the whole CTE thing, the whole head injury bullshit, obviously there's a lot like new technology. They're trying to change that, better helmets, blah, blah, blah. But they're also talking about like backing, like not having high school football. Or
not having high school
not
football
high school
anymore?
No, like Pee-wee, not starting until
high school.
Yeah, sorry, not.
I mean, like that's I feel like they shouldn't do that because that's like how you like build up like animals. The animals you see on NFL right now, like they've been playing tackle football since like they've been playing because in other places like middle schools like other states. I think Texas like. Yeah, they have middle school football. Like over here, it's just flag football,
Yeah.
For in California, I'm not sure if all of California, but I know it's a lot of just flag football in middle school. But
that's all
middle school in like in Texas and all that, like it's tackle football, so like they're already like raised and like ready to for high school to play tackle football. Yeah. And that's how you build animals. So no, like I don't think
it has pros and cons, right?
Yeah,
they come up
damage wise, like maybe on your brain and body, like it would be better. But if you want animals and like I don't know, it's really the kid's decision. Yeah, it's the kid's decision. But sometimes at that point, it's the dad's decision too. But who knows? Like I don't know.
I mean, obviously, hope they, come up with better helmets. So, like you said, so they can start at a younger age and just grow into a fucking animal.
Yeah,
like you said. And it's crazy. Any sports, dude. These kids are getting younger and younger. It's my cousin just started fucking figure skating and super young. She's doing shit that obviously kids her age can't.
Yeah.
And I think she's 8 and just annihilating. It's amazing. I'll watch videos. I'm like, what the
Olympian,
fuck?
Dude, future Olympian.
Well, I've been doing it a year and she's just annihilating. So that's cool to see.
Yeah.
Another no one fucking figure skates. I mean, her mom, my aunt, played hockey a little bit. But even then, it's just out of nowhere, it's pure talent.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, just natural talent, pure talent. And then coaches, too, like, there's so many techniques and things that, like, have been passed down from generation to generation that, like, the young ones are getting all the best, like teaching experiences, like, teachers and learning experiences and techniques. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And equipment, too. Equipment's always...
That's the thing. It's just cool seeing something progress. All this, just so much changes, like even dirt bike riding, like the Supercross.
Yeah.
The technology and just in the gear, the way the helmet's made, the boots that they're fucking wearing.
Yeah.
How the bikes are now. It's just cool. It's hard to at first. That's all I was about was riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, fuck all the normal sports,
man.
Fuck all that shit.
I mean, extreme sports are fun, yeah.
Oh, for sure. But then I was like, I don't understand how people just sit there and watch fucking sports on TV all the time.
And not want to do them.
Yeah, exactly. But then football, fuck, I don't want to play that shit, but I love watching it.
Yeah. It is. I mean, football is just what, like NFL is just like a bunch of overgrown dads going at it.
Overgrown kids, just beating each other up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like that's part of football though. So
yeah, it's
you take a lot. You take a lot of damage for sure.
Yeah, and it's just as a fan, it's so hard to. It's not hard to get into. It's easy to get into. It's easy to fall in love.
Yeah.
But
it's America's sport. Like that's the only sport that America has.
But
really.
It's hard to fucking know everything. To be like, oh, they should have done this. They should. You know what I mean? To be a fucking an expert at that shit.
Yeah.
It takes a fucking long time.
Yeah.
So.
It takes a lot of eating too, probably. Like those guys are huge, dude.
Oh, to be an actual player?
Yeah, like those guys are, dude. Smallest football player is like 250 pounds, like 5'11" or something, like that, all muscle. Like that's so, that's like the smallest football player too. You know.
Yeah. And that's the thing people don't understand. Even the people who watch it all the time, like until you see one of these athletes in person, you're like, oh fuck, like there's people that big. No wonder that there's a sport like this.
Yeah,
just people trucking people. Man.
Yeah. Or like even for basketball or baseball, like if you're just tall enough and have the size, like scouts will look at you and try to work with you. Like they'll try to work with you because it's hard to find bigger people. Or like if you're big, like they will try and help you and work with you, as much as they can to make you there. But sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. So
I message to if there is any younger listeners, just if you see a little bit of talent, if there's anybody telling you that, hey, you're fucking good at this, don't stop. Whatever it is, try to do as much as you can.
Yeah.
That's what,
for sure. Take advantage of it.
Fuck yeah, that's what I would have changed. I wish I would have put my all into football because I was fast. I just didn't have the hands. I should have practiced a little bit more, and I wish I put my head way more into the game because it's fun. I did have fun, but it was just like, like you said, I'd rather go fucking smoke.
Yeah.
And just You know?
I was always bigger and stronger as a kid, and I was good at sports, but nobody really ever told me, like, hey, like, you're good at this, you know, like, you could go far with it. Nobody ever really told me that. It was more of, like, you could do better, you could do more, and I was just at the point of, like, you know what, I'm done with this, like, it's just too much, like, they expect too much, but if there's more positivity in it, then I probably would have stuck with it more, like, longer. It's just nobody was really positive to me about it. So,
and I think that's a huge downfall, and that's when I asked you like the negative side of all this, and that's why I said the first thing was the podcasting, because there's people like that where they're like they don't give a fuck, and that just it just shocks me. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a close friend or just acquaintance. Like, I just met you, but you're like, hey, like I just I don't know, whatever it is, like, hey, I just bought a fucking fishing pole. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool. Even if it's something I don't fucking enjoy. I can't think of anything right now. If you want to fucking crochet or start knitting and make cool clothes or fucking scarves, like, what? I don't give a fuck what it is. Like that's cool. I want to be knowledgeable of all things. First off.
Yeah.
Second off, why be negative? Why not pump this person up for whatever they're trying to accomplish in life?
Yeah, especially like encouragement and positivity is like always makes a huge impact on people, and that's why I started the Lost and Found. Most of the people on there don't have like a guidance or like just someone telling them like, hey dude, like you're awesome, like you can go far with this, you could do this, like giving them opportunities to be better and do more, giving them hope essentially. Like that's why I started Lost and Found, is try to give everyone hope and like encouragement to do something great and like do what they love. So like I never got that back then, so I'm trying to give it now, since
perfect.
Be the person to
be the person you needed.
Yeah, that I needed when
you were back.
Exactly.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. That I'm trying to have that mindset. I work construction, and you have to be a certain type of person to do construction, because there's a lot of fucking hard asses out there. And at first I was just shocked. I'm like, people live this way?
Yeah.
People go home from this and like, do they still act like this? Like a grumpy old motherfucker? Like, how do people go about this? And I just had this mentality of this is who I have to be. But then, I would see younger apprentices, and I got stuck in that mindset, started talking shit on them, and then obviously I went through some shit in my life that changed me 1,000%. And now I see people, it doesn't matter if they're struggling, if they're doing a fucking great job, if they're doing better than me, I love talking to them.
Yeah.
I love pumping them up. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. Like you said, be the person that you wish that
you wish you had back then.
Back in the day, pumping you up to like what you're trying to accomplish today, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps a lot for other people too, and you too. Like I enjoy like helping people and encouraging people and being there for people. Yeah.
All you have, like, what do you have? Like, family and friends. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, just family and friends, and some people forget yourself too. Like, you gotta love yourself and be comfortable with yourself to, in order to be there. Like, first you should always be comfortable with yourself and love yourself before you start like, helping everybody else and loving everybody else. To spread that love. But yeah,
I've had plenty of issues with that too. And again, went through some shit and saw who I really am. Like, it tested me. So I really saw like different side of me. And like you said, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Yeah.
You have to, understand that this is all a learning process. Okay, you done some shit, you fucked up, but there's only one thing you can do is get better at it.
Yeah.
Just change it.
Yeah.
Don't do that again. So.
Life's a huge process, and sometimes people panic. Like, I've panicked before. I'm like, what do I do? Like, how, like, what should I do? Like, am I going downhill? Am I doing the right thing? Like, everyone goes through those questions, but honestly, you just gotta set goals and just keep thriving for them. And if you just stay positive, then there should honestly nothing should ever go wrong usually. So
that's a huge thing. Literally writing down goals.
Yeah,
not just thinking
goals
about it.
Goals are huge in life.
I write it down.
That was probably the only thing I've learned in elementary or a middle school, high school that actually like I use now.
Right.
Like just setting goals.
Because for me, and like even just seeing other people like write that shit down, you might have crazy ideas. You might come back to those notes a month later. You're like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But keep it. Write something else down.
Yeah.
Because 2 months later, come back and you're like, okay, those are both great things. I'm gonna fucking go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And it's just you just need to open your mind. And I just had a great conversation with my friend Preston. Have you met Preston?
Sounds familiar. Preston. I'm not sure though.
I'm sure you have.
Maybe like back in the day, you've like brought him over or something like.
I'm sure you guys have met, but he has a way with words, not sexually. But like he's a huge mentor towards me, and like he was saying, you shouldn't limit yourself, no matter what it is. Like don't limit yourself.
Yeah. Like
I was literally like a prisoner of my own mind. Like you said, the word anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxious, and it's a huge issue. You get to that point, you're like, I'm fucked. I don't know what to do. But you just gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
So, and to have someone like that to always talk to and just have great advice, that definitely helped me out too. So.
Yeah, definitely. The brain is a pretty mean thing. Like I feel like more people go through negative thoughts than positive thoughts. So
I do at least.
Yeah. No, a lot of people do. I think a lot of people do
for sure.
But yeah, just kind of got to get over that, or like I don't know, just know that your brain's playing tricks on you. Like
if you have an idea, you have a career choice, you want to go down a certain a different path than what your parents expect you to do.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck that.
Oh yeah. For the longest time, my parents were all like, "You need to quit that street team job with Insomniac. I don't want you out in LA." Blah blah. Yeah. Like always telling me to like quit. And then one day, like it was like 3 years of that, I was hearing that from my mom and dad. And then comes around, like I get offered to be on salary, and I told my mom about that, and she's like, "Wow." Okay, like you did it. Like I was like, yes, I just stuck with it and like stuck through bullshit, all the bullshit, whatever.
That's awesome.
And like made something out of it.
That's what it's about. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. If you have love for it, if you see that you're fucking good at it, don't stop.
Most of my trouble, like going to raves back then, shows like that, like they're troubling. Like they're like people look at it as like trouble and not good for you. But look, that I made it a job now. Like I get paid for it. Like I just took something I loved, whether it's bad or good, whether you look at it as bad or good, and I made something out of it, and proved a lot of people wrong.
Yeah, that's another. Probably the only downfall I would say when it comes to EDM and those. Yeah, get them cold. EDM and like those festivals is like, people just are running around naked doing drugs. It's like you can't knock on it at all until you've been there and experienced it. People who don't even like the music,
they're closed-minded. They don't like give it a chance or.
Yeah, I've heard people don't like that music at all. They have gone to these festivals and had the time of their fucking life.
Yeah,
because it's the unity. It's all the passion from everyone. It's everyone comes together.
Yeah. And
that is the coolest part about it. Obviously, the music is fucking amazing. Like I said, it moves people.
It's different. It does move people.
Oh yeah, it's a whole nother experience. But like I said, people go to these festivals and see the love. You make so many friends, and I've only been to one. You've been to quite a few.
I mean, it's just what really makes it up like makes up these shows are like what, like it was Outcast, Misfits, that kind of all came together, and now they feel like normal, like they're not like outcasts or misfits. That's why a lot of people like it, because nobody judges you, or you know, everyone just spreads the love, and that's what it is. Yeah,
probably the you know, the girl who has, you know, anybody who has confident issues, go to a rave and wear something skimpy and feel good.
Yeah, like, you know, nobody's like, gonna judge you at all.
You see big hefty dudes with Speedos on, and you're like, fuck
get
it.
I've seen that before. Trust me, I've seen some disgusting stuff, but like I respect it. I don't know, like you're confident enough. You do your thing.
It's part of it. You have
it does. It is a part of it. It makes the show. When you see stuff like that, it's like it's part of the show.
Exactly. You're like, hey, you know, whatever blows your hair back, but I'm not down. But you know, do you, boo? But that was the thing. Like I was. Obviously, like, I've heard stories from people, and then I finally went to Escape with all you guys, and I had a fucking it blew my mind. Like, obviously, like, not just, like, the light shows. Like, obviously, that's, like, a cool factor of raves, but it's just, like I said, it's just, you can't even describe. You really have to go. If anybody has any interest in music or music festivals, try to go to one night of one of these. Yeah,
because like Coachella is honestly way different than like EDC.
Exactly, that's
something
what I'm saying,
that's like electronic music, like bass, like the electronic music bass, like they're totally different festivals. So if you're just like a festival goer in general, try like both, like a Coachella and an EDC or something, and it'll be totally different. And then you got like your camp out stuff, like Lightning in a Bottle or Serenity or Burning Man, or like, you know, more of like the hippier stuff, like Mind Opening, New Dimensional kind of stuff. And those campouts are super fun because you know, there's a lot of like freedom and less limitations, and those kinds of festivals are coming up, and that's like where I'm trying to bring Lost and Found too. Like,
good deal. That's awesome. Even one of my he's a foreman on my job site. He's an old dude with a huge beer belly, this big old gray beard, and he has a camper. He's like, you know, one of those dudes, like, kind of, you know, whiskey shooting, gunslinging type. But he's like, oh yeah, me and my wife are going to Burning Man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, there's a lot of older cats that go to like the campouts and stuff like that, like gatherings, like
there's one other one that he's also going to. It's not just Burning Man, but to see him interested, I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, man. And you know, the whole camping aspect of it. Obviously, I haven't been to one of those festivals or whatever, but I've been camping since I was young. Yeah. And whether it's at the river or the middle of the desert, dirt bike riding.
Usually it's like middle of the desert. Yeah. Like stuff like that. Well, middle of desert, woods.
Yeah. It doesn't. Oh yeah, I've been camping in the woods in deep Colorado. That was fucking fun too. Yeah. Shit, but if you haven't gone camping, obviously I ain't judging you, but you're missing out on life. If you haven't been to a place at night where there's not a fucking, you know, street light, if there's no light pollution, and you haven't looked up into the stars at night, you're fucking missing
It's a whole different world. Like the smells, the air, like everything, the sounds. It's just either quiet or just animals, you know?
People change when you are in a primal state. When you are... I mean, I have a camper. You know, it's just a pop-up trailer, but obviously it's better than a fucking tent. But if it's just you, a tent, and a sleeping bag, people change. Yeah. You're like, you're very vulnerable. You're like, this is it, dude. Yeah. I've been pissing and shitting in bushes. You know what I mean?
You're one with the wild, dude.
Bare bones. You know, you go back to your primal instinct.
Think about back then, like, people didn't, there wasn't buildings or like...
That's how people lived, and then now we pay to do that. Yeah. How crazy is that? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. People need that in their lives. Yeah, especially if you're anywhere near the city, if you have a desk job, if you're staring at a fucking screen all day, then you go home and you still have that stress of fucking work, and, you know, it doesn't matter. The best way to just refresh life is to be out in the wild, in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's funny seeing
Some people just can't do it though. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. There's princesses.
Yeah, for sure. We're spoiled here in America, so if they can't even handle just going to the wild for like 2 nights, no AC, like they want AC, they want a bed.
Yeah, if you want to experience life, you gotta rough it, bro.
Yeah. Like imagine people in other countries, like they get nothing like how we get here.
And that's another part of it. You really see like, well, fuck, this is actually easier than making a place to live.
Yeah.
Killing my own food.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm getting at.
There's still countries like that. There's
exactly.
still people. There's still a lot
and people don't understand that. But people lose track of how this world is.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, camping it's not gonna make you fucking the best, most loving person ever. But it's definitely a first step of just changing your mindset. And I'm very thankful. My girlfriend, before me, didn't like camping. Apparently, she had some bad experiences. Yeah. But then I took her out a few times, especially the desert. She loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it. That's what she wanted to do one weekend for her birthday. She's like, I want to go out to the desert. I'm like, fuck, I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Very proud boyfriend.
Yeah. It's fun going out into nature and experiencing all that.
Yeah, and then even the desert, dude, it's just dirt and bushes and a couple mountains.
Great space, too.
But, there's
always just open clouds.
Whether I bring the bikes or not, just being out there, like you said, the smell, the bushes.
Yeah.
Then just, being around the campfire at night, it changes people, man.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I hope.
We gotta go to a camp out sometime. We gotta go to a show like that.
I'm down. I was gonna say you should come out to the desert.
Yeah,
up the
or
we
hill
could, here.
Dude, we could throw something out in the desert.
Maybe,
yeah. Have something, do something.
We have to look that up. I don't think
because you need permits and all that stuff now.
Do you really?
Sometimes it depends. It just all depends.
Right up the 15.
You should have permits, but
up the 15, like right up the hill, and then east on Bear Valley Road. There's a place called, and then up Camp Rock Road, but a place called it's Johnson Valley. But yeah, it's off.
I know Johnson Valley, yeah.
Yeah, Camp Rock Road. There's like a pretty decent sized, a couple dry lake beds. So if you come up with power source like generators and stuff, it would be some prime real estate to throw.
That's good to know.
Event.
Yeah. How most of these events are, like, you just find secluded areas where, like, nobody can hear you or, you know, and there's no, like, law or anything like that. But most of the time you need permits. It's better to have a permit just, like, so it's safe. But
if
there's a will, there's a way. Yeah.
But I wouldn't imagine it being pricey or being out.
Probably, right? Renting out, like, basically, like, part
know.
of the, like part of, like, nature to hold your event or do something. I mean, it's always safer with permits, but like I said, if there's a will, there's a way. Like, you can always get people out there or get systems out there.
Dude, if you get enough
without permits.
Yeah, I know. I see. That's another aspect I wouldn't even think of until we had this conversation.
Yeah.
You would have to get like one of those big ass generators that are on trailers.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. I know an electrician.
Yeah. Set up a whole like thing.
Fucking city.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen like, dude, I've seen cities like out in the middle of nowhere, so like cool, crazy sound systems out in the middle of nowhere.
See, it's
and they just get it all like everything's perfect, everything sounds great, everything works fine.
That's so cool that people go to that extent just to have that experience.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and I hope obviously that keeps going.
That's where I'm trying to get lost and found. I'm trying to eventually get to like, you know, having a multi-stage gathering out in the, you know, woods or desert or something, like where there's other different like vendors, like clothing, like independent, like underground clothing companies that are just doing their thing, trying to get exposure, and they actually have really dope stuff too. So yeah,
I know a few.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone knows at least somebody, and you guys can all start. Everyone can get involved and get started somewhere.
That's the coolest thing. We have so many friends, so many close friends that are just coming up on different shit.
Yeah.
All I want to do is like just help them. That'd be cool. I mean, obviously my podcast ain't shit. Yeah. I'm trying to help you as much as I can with the Lost and Found.
Yeah.
With my like 60 listeners to my first podcast, but hey.
Yeah, that's 60 listeners, 60 people, it's 60 people down for the cause, like,
well, yeah,
and that's a lot,
sure.
That's a good number, like, that's a chill number to go to, like, if I had all those 60 people go to the Lost and Found show, that would have been great, like, to the August 4th, on August 4th.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm about, it's just, backing up the homies.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, that's what it should be about.
Where do you see like the EDM scene going? Like not with just the scene in general, but also with Lost and Found. Is there a new twist that you want to put on it? Like what's in the future with your shit?
Like I work with Insomniac. Insomniac's, like they get the big names and they do like more of the mainstream stuff. And I'm trying to hit more of the underground. So
you gotta start somewhere.
I mean, Insomniac has Bass Rush, and Bass Rush. I love Bass Rush.
What is the explain?
Bass Rush is like a branch off Insomniac. Like it's under the belt of Insomniac.
I know that there's like certain stages. I've always been confused.
There's different there's different little companies under Insomniac that host things, that host stages, or events.
But
it's all under Insomniac. Insomniac pretty much funds it all. And then there's like teams under it that like throw shows and
Okay, so they're pretty much paying people to throw more shows.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much. I guess you could say, yeah.
Gotcha. See
but it's all it's all a team thing for the most part. But yeah, Bass Rush keeps me alive. Lost and Found, I'm doing more of the bass stuff, but not like rhythm or like the things that are big right now. I'm trying to hit more of like an alien type feel, like alien bass, kind of like pretty much essentially dubstep. I guess all of it is essentially 70 to 90 BPM dubstep, like pretty much.
Everything is cycling, like, dude. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah, there's so many genres. Cycling. I don't even know how people keep coming up with different like genres or like a new style. Right? Like there's so many that like it's unbelievable. And I finally found like a certain style that I like, maybe even like I'm not even noticing it, but maybe even starting like a new style, like helping people like just be creative and open up and making something new using their old style. Like that's what most of the artists on Lost and Found do. Like they're like branching off of what they regularly do and just make it a little bit weirder.
Good.
And it could be something new, or I mean, it's all great music. Essentially, that's all I want it to be, or like all chill stuff. Having these artists just speak their mind through their ear, like through their sounds.
Dude, that's awesome to hear. Like you're just not trying to,
do the regular.
Exactly.
I can't do the regular for sure.
You're trying to do what everyone's not doing. That's cool to see. And like, I hope you go big, man. Like I hope this takes off. That's cool.
Yeah, I hope it takes off. It's gonna take a lot of consistency and hard work for sure. Like I just gotta keep going. I gotta keep it going.
I just want a message to Owen Ferreras. I want you to not forget the people that built you.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I hate to see people like
those people who built me. I'm trying to get them involved now.
That's
like
good.
I'm trying
awesome.
Like
That's awesome. I hate seeing that like those people like they get big and
they forget everybody.
I'm better than
like
you, bro.
They forget everybody that they came from. Like I have friends too that are starting to come up, and like I tell them like you better fucking not be one of those people that just forget about us
just
and like
you
like be different, like don't do that, be genuine, and like that's what I try to keep at too. Like I'm never gonna just like be like some hot shot and just forget about everyone. No, I want all those people involved now. Like if I get there, I'm gonna get them involved. Like try to put them somewhere on the team. Like. Where their skill is best used,
Great mentality to have, especially for what you're doing. That's awesome. So happy for you, dude. That's badass.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like I said, you mentioned it a few years ago to me. Like I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah.
Dude. Like that's cool. And then to see like you got your foot in the door. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it took like 4 years or 5 years for me to get comfortable to be like, all right, I'm starting something now. Like I'm gonna start something, and I have a whole team behind it. Like I have a lot of people. I don't even call it like a team or like a label. I just call it like a family, like the Lost and Found family, and everyone just like
don't lose that mentality, bro. Keep that. That's what's
it's really the Lost and Found family. So
fuck yeah,
anybody who's trying to get involved, like, should get involved out there if you're listening.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah.
If you have some kind of artistic skill or produce, hit me up.
Fuck yeah. No, I'll definitely like tag you on all this shit. So fuck yeah, this is what it is. It's networking. I ain't trying to get likes. I ain't trying to get clout on all this. It's all networking, dude. I just want to have fun with buddies.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
and
this is super fun.
Especially if you have something to promote. That's what I'm about. That's fucking badass. How is it? So it's like Insomniac know about this? Are they okay?
Of course, no. Like they know, like, you know, they know that if you become a part of the street team, they want you to be like bigger and better. They want you to grow and become great, essentially. So, you know, they're all about, you know, they let me know, like, hey, like, keep talking to people, like, keep networking, because you don't know who you might meet, and you don't know, like, you could take off, you know. And you know, my show is actually the first day of Hard Summer, and that's our show. Like, we throw that now. We got that show.
The oceans divide, bro.
Yeah. We came up on Hard Summer, so now we throw Hard Summer. Insomniac does, and that was I'm like, you know, I play an important role in the street team now, so like I can't go there. I can't be there because I have to be at my show and I have to handle my show.
Yeah.
And I told my bosses that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like no problem. Like, you know, do your thing. Like, you know, they've been waiting for me to do something like this."
That's cool.
So yeah, like they're super open about it. You know, you just gotta make sure you do your, you know, do what they want you to do though, and they're always very lenient and great. So like, I appreciate that so much.
That's cool that they're not just fucking assholes. Like, no, we're fucking taking over.
No, they're definitely like better than your regular probably bosses that most people have, for sure.
In that scene, you have to be.
Yeah,
you have to be very open-minded and supportive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's cool to hear.
Everyone's like that. Everyone's like artistic or just laid back, open. Yeah.
Good deal.
It's good workspace.
Mm-hmm. Well, Danny, who I had on the podcast previously, him and his brother in a hardcore band. I was just telling you, Sell Damage. Yeah. Would you have them? Would you go venture to that?
Like, have them play a show? Like a hardcore show? Maybe if it was like a preschool tea party one, like, you know, because they had like electronic like kind of stuff in it too. Like Dr. Alka had like a little bit of like some hardcore electronic. I'm always down to like open up and do new things, but right now I'm so new that I gotta keep it to like where
the base.
I'm at right now. I'm actually working on a project to like start like a psychedelic rap album, Lost and Found album.
Whoa.
So yeah, like
what's
kind
new? Like, you're gonna rap?
No, I'm not gonna rap. The guys on my label, some of them are open to making beats for like a dope like a rapper, depending on the rapper.
Holy shit!
And I'm trying to find rappers that that aren't like your regular like mumble rap or anything. Like, I want them to be like psychedelic rappers. Like, maybe talk about like deep stuff, life stuff, family stuff, or just psychedelics in general. You know, like festivals or like. So I'm working on that. That's the next project. Maybe like that'll happen like somewhere around September or something like that. Before the New Year, maybe Christmas, like a psychedelic Christmas album or something like that. Like,
damn.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. That'd be cool. That's pretty much the next project that like I'm trying to build and figure out. It's gonna be all under Lost and Found too. But I'm trying to incorporate rap and hip hop into like these beats that like all my artists are making.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That makes me happy that you're doing something so fucking off the wall. That's badass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of people like I said, I know a lot of different people in a lot of different, you know, scenes, and but I can't think of any of it. I was like trying to say a name, like, oh, this person will help you. I'm like, I don't know anybody who would fucking venture through that shit.
And don't get me wrong, like a lot of people are actually doing what I'm doing. It's just we're all kind of little. Some are blowing up, like the ones I look up to, like Shadow Tricks, Wormhole, Saturate. Like, they're all like the legends of like the kind of like style I'm shooting for. I feel like now, like they'd probably be like, you know, we're still new, but honestly, like they're legendary right now. Like, they're gonna be legends for sure, without a doubt. Mm. And like that's where I'm trying to shoot for. So it's kind of like everyone's like still young and learning, and a lot like. People are doing exactly what I'm doing. It's just kind of like I guess who's gonna be there first, or like who's gonna help bring everybody up or something. Like I'm not looking at it as competition.
Exactly.
I'm trying to look at it as like a team thing. Like I don't want any competition at all. I want everybody to do great and everybody to make it. Like there's no point in competing, because then everybody starts losing out on money and everybody starts doing bad if there's like competitions,
That's so fucking badass to hear.
Yeah.
Because to be money hungry and greedy, that's fucked. But to hear that you just want to just amplify this, that music, what you have a passion for, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear.
For sure. Like, there's a lot, like, for music festivals these days, like, the big problem is that everybody wants to throw a music festival. Everybody's throwing music festivals all around the world or, the country, and nobody's making money. Like, maybe one music festival may like, sell out one year, but that could be the only year they ever sell out and the only year that they ever make money, because there's just, everybody's trying to go to different music festivals every year, and there's just so many these days that nobody could do well anymore. It's like almost if they should start like a fucking union to where like they like talk it out and they're like, all right, who's gonna do this month? Like who's gonna do this? Like
or this genre?
Yeah. Like they should all somehow figure out to work together rather than competing. So then everybody makes money, but they're not. Nobody's gonna do that.
But to have that mentality, that's what this scene needs.
Hopefully,
you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully one day I can start that with all the other like little labels that are trying to come up, and then we all just start working, like just doing something together. And that's hopefully that'd be cool. That'd be cool if like something like that comes up, but you never know. Like you can't. That's like on the other person. Like I'm like that, but I'm not sure if other people are like that. But there's people like that, so hopefully I come across those people.
I hope so too, and I hope you find the right people that have the same mentality as you, because fuck, what you're saying to me right now, it's fucking sounds amazing. Like you just have genuine ideas, man, and I hope it fucking goes far.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm hoping to. And see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, to have a mindset like that's key, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Something like, okay, yeah, Insomniac is making tons of money, but at the same time, it's still pretty fresh. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like, you can make tons of money, but it takes tons of money to like put back into it and like have the show.
That time and effort.
Yeah.
Like, man, I respect you. Mad props to you to wanting to accomplish this, to have anything to do with that scene, because it's hard, man. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, it is hard.
Because they're making tons of money, but they're still pretty underground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Insomniac for sure, like.
Yeah, just that. Yeah, exactly. The festivals in general, it's like there's money to be made, and there's been a pretty like straight and narrow path. And from what you're telling me, I feel like you're gonna venture out and grab some people.
Yeah.
And run with it. Like, I feel like you're gonna go far, man. It's so good to hear your ideas. That's awesome.
And the job I have with Street Team, like, most of the people I work with that aren't Insomniac, that, like, I kind of just, like, pass out flyers next to, like, work alongside. They, like, do other shows. Like, they're great people, too, as well. And they, like, they're gonna be big in, 5 to 10 years for sure. And, like, it's cool being friends with all of them, making friends with all of them, because, like, you guys, who knows, like, maybe you guys will work together someday and, like, throw this huge thing, and then you guys become great and, like, big and take off with it together. So, yeah, I got lucky with the job I have now and who I talk to and I network with, and, yeah, hopefully it becomes great. I don't know where I'd be in, like, 5 to 10 years, but I hope it's somewhere great.
Yeah, me too, man. That's awesome. I mean, what excites me the most is the desert festival.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I want to do some. I want to do some campouts like that for sure. If you want to that's the goal. Like that's the Lost and Found show on August 4th in Downey. It's a donation party, and all donations are going to go towards hopefully a campout for next year. And the reason why we're trying to like raise money for that is because we're starting from nothing. Me and my buddy Tony, he runs Kaleidoscope. The company Kaleidoscope, and he does basically what I want to do. Like, we want to do the same stuff, and so we came together to do this, and we actually went to elementary school together, but we like separated because he was kind of older and moved a grade higher, and I actually just never saw him really after elementary school. And then later, like end of high school, I saw him at a show, a dubstep show, and we reconnected. And then like a couple years after, he started Kaleidoscope shortly after I saw him, and then I started my thing, and I was like, dude, like we have to come together. Like we're both from elementary school with the same passion and like love, so like let's fucking, like let's start something. It was manifest to do so. So that's why that's who I'm partnering up with, the Voyager 1 show in Downey. And all the donations are going to go towards a camp out. We want to throw a camp out together. So the reason why we're basically asking for donations, so we just make sure that everything goes smoothly. Like we have like amazing artists for people to listen to, because it does take money. Like, so we have amazing artists for people to listen to. We have awesome stages for people to like look at and experience, visuals. We make sure we have like enough water for everybody, free water for everybody. Mm-hmm. And then we have, proper food, and, we just want to make sure everyone's good, taken care of, and we have the permits so we don't get, like, canceled or any bullshit. Like, we just want to make sure it's all good. So that's why we're asking for donations, just to make sure everything goes smooth for the people.
Perfect. That's awesome. Good deal, man. I mean, if you need stages built, I know some welders. Let me know, dude.
That stuff's
we'll get this shit ready
I
to
actually
go.
I'm actually like, all I really need, I got artists. I have like live artists, like painters and, people like that. I just really I'm working on trying to find like a sound crew, someone to help with sound, and then staging. Like those are the two most important right there too. So hopefully I'll come across eventually. I know a few companies, but I'm trying to get to the point where, like, I'm cool with them. Like, they're, like, homies. And I'm always down to, of course, like, I support them to the fullest. So hopefully, I find the right company and the right sound company, stage company. Like, we could work deals out. We could partner up, throw shows together. And, I'll, like, thrive and grow from it.
So, explain to me, how does that work? You just want a team to do, like, the sound checking with the speakers?
Yeah, like, because, I'm not... There's a lot that goes into it. Like, you see these stages or sound systems, and it's like, holy fuck, like, where do you even start? And there's companies that, like, just handle all that. Like, I have my artists. I have a bunch of artists. I got, like, live painters, live artists, and then then there's, like, your sound guys. Like, you can have, like, someone literally just be, like, that knows exactly what they're doing with the stages, everything. You're kind of like, hey, like this big, however big you want it, whatever you want on it. And then they just design it for you, and they make it, and they do it all for you, like, for part of, like, the profits of the show, or you just hire them for just to do the show, And then for same with sound systems, like, you could hire a company and they just bring all their, like, stuff and hook everything up to, like, match with the stage, like, fit with the stage, and yeah, like, that's like, everyone has their job, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a team. It takes a team.
Oh, hell yeah.
For sure.
I mean, definitely the venues, I don't think I can help out. But, like, if you ever do, like, local, like, desert... I'm amped up on that.
Yeah.
Hit me up with that shit. Yeah. I'm 100% sure I can help you out with that. Yeah. I got flatbed trailers. You need to make your own stage. I know some homies that will be more than glad and happy to help you.
Yeah. There's, like, different ways. Like, that'd be cool because you could start someone off from scratch. Like, you could be like, oh, like, you're an experienced welder and, like, builder. Yeah. But, so, like, look at how these stages are done. Could you do that? And I guarantee they'd be like, oh, yeah, you just need to do that. Like, you could do that. You do that. And they could just start something, like, their own, like, little thing. And, like, there would be, like, a new experience for them, but they would learn. Yeah. And if they love it, then it's great. And then if the show does well, they get money, too. Like, they're getting money. Or, like, they'll get money first from the beginning because, they have to do they have to do the labor to do all that, of course. But if they, like, paired up, they teamed up with the festival, and then, like, everyone splits profits for that stuff,
Yeah, for sure. Well, when it comes to the camping stuff, dude, keep me in mind. I will help you as much as I can with that shit.
Yeah.
For sure. I want to be...
You might know spots.
For
like
sure.
secluded spots, like how to get there.
For sure.
And make sure that nobody, like no law could find us. Or, like,
for sure.
Yeah. If you know that alone helps a lot.
Yeah, I've done a lot of illegal
that alone
things.
helps a lot. So we for sure need to talk about this.
No, for sure. I've done a lot of illegal things back in where people only make meth. No, where people don't even live.
Pretty much.
No, dude, like, just every aspect, everything, every word you were saying about, like, what you're doing, man. Your mindset, I'm fucking stoked. I'm so stoked on this, man.
Yeah.
I hope you go far.
Yeah,
I've said
hopefully.
that, like, 15 times in this podcast.
Hopefully.
Fuck.
I'm excited.
If anybody's listening, you better fucking add Owen Ferreras and Lost and Found.
Lost and Found Beings on Gmail. Yeah. And SoundCloud.
Fuck yeah. And if you don't, fuck you. Get off my podcast.
Yeah, what he says.
Alright. I think I had too many paps. I think we should end this because I have to pee.
Yeah.
But no, well, do you have anything else? Any other message?
Nothing really. I guess, you know, I got a show. I got a show coming up August 4th in Downey at the Epic Lounge called Voyager 1. We're having a bunch of local artists and a really dope headliner. All great music. The whole, like, everything's just great music. We're going to have vendors, vegan food, do some good for the earth. Nothing really. I guess just do what you love. Go through with it. Stay consistent and persistent. And you should always be just fine.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much for wasting your time with me and being on my podcast, man.
No worries. Of course.
Thank you so much, man.
It was fun.
Right. We out.
Thank you.